to us, and then I think I'm almost positive things. We're related to the probably gross.
For sunny days, and
Yeah.
And that's what we decided. But we'll double check. We're all set.
Want to vote on it?
All right, call the meeting in order. Pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. This is the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for Wednesday, February 18th. Get a roll call of members, please.
Mayor Lamb,
Here.
Betsy Barnes,
Here.
Bob Clemens,
Here.
Jim Crook,
Here.
and Billy Gomez. One absent, Mayor.
Okay, we do have a quorum this morning. First on the agenda is the approval of minutes of the prior meeting, which was held on Wednesday, February 4th. Okay. Motion to approve and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Addition of new items, we do have one, technically two. The first one that if the board would add it as number 7 is for the Pace Department regarding banners for our YMCA event they have every year. We could add that as number 7 on the agenda. Okay, motion to approve that add-on and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. The second add-on was I left off the employee of the month, so my apologies to that. But the most important thing is we have our 2 employee of the months present. So they're both in public works. One is Joe Erb and the other one's Adam. Adam, you wanna hey Joe, you want to come up? So Adam's been with us for 5 years, and Joe's been with us 14 years. So they were actually nominated by Tom Hawes, everybody knows Tom from Cemetery Sexton. So every year, city participates with other communities across the United States and the Reach Across America. This past year, we had it inside Solon Robinson School. Everybody was very thankful we were inside because the weather was really pretty cold. And part of that is then we all go into the cemetery and place wreaths on every grave that has a veteran. And between ours and the other part of the cemetery, there are a lot of graves that we need to put these wreaths on. So, and the Reach Across America Committee and the people that are involved in it is fantastic. This year, they really gave a lot of accolades to the city, to me, and to Tom, about the staff that helps prepare in the day of with this event. And these 2 were the staff members that did that. So it's a lot of work. It's not during the regular work day. And between the Reach Across America staff, Tom was actually the person that nominated you 2. So very well deserved, besides what you do day in and day out. See you guys out all the time. Just thank you for everything you do for the city, and your employee of the month was well deserved. So thank you for the nomination, Tom. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh, anything? The floor is yours, so anything you want to say.
Thanks.
I'm
I'm not a talker.
I know, but I wanted to give you that opportunity. And it's Joe's birthday today.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday.
Eric? All right, let's grab a change.
Mayor in the middle. Thank you. Everybody scoot a little bit this time. Miles here, 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
All right, thanks, guys. Well deserved. And then we have something, I believe this is actually for the police department. DB, you want to come up and share this? Jim, you want to come up? So the young man sitting way in the back, we all know, but I'll let you do what we're honoring Stanko.
Yep, I'll go ahead and I'll just read the plaque. On behalf of the Crown Point Police Department, we extend our deepest gratitude for our outstanding DARE instruction to our youth in the Crown Point community. Your commitment to empowering students with the knowledge and confidence to resist peer pressure and make healthy decisions, become a positive role model, has strengthened our schools and our community. And that's just thank you to Sergeant Stanko Gligic, who did 6 years with the 6 years, right?
Yes.
6 years with the DARE program.
So Stanko. Nate's history in that program.
Thank you very much.
Invite him up and
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
DB, any thoughts on when you turn the reins over to Stanko?
All I can think of is exemplary. It was just awesome what he's done, taking the reins and going 6 years further. But one thing that this man has done that none of us have ever done is not only did he instruct students, but he created instructors by being a DARE mentor with Indiana. So that's something that really reflects great on the city. You created DARE officers, many, and we're just so proud of you for that.
Thank you very much.
Very well said. Stanko.
Well, first of all, forgive my appearance. I had planned to get a shave and a haircut this evening. I had no idea I was coming here at 11 o'clock to receive this award. So forgive me. No, thank you very much. It was I miss teaching there. As you know, it's a blessing to be in the classroom with the kids. So this means a lot to me. Thank you for it, and I know it's in good hands with our current DARE officers. So I'm excited to see where he takes it. So thanks everybody.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Here, big smiles. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2.
Okay, up next, presentations are old and deferred business, utility updates. Morning, Robin.
Morning. Today, of course, I have several items to go over for the board, and a few of them will have items for your consideration. I'll highlight those as we go, but they're in your packet. The phase 4 water project, use of remaining funds, work is completed on that. So we're looking for the board's approval to sign off on the substantial completion for that, which does not release the contractor from any of their obligations, but starts the clock on the warranty period. So we'll be looking for a vote on that, and also on SRF disbursement 50 for costs incurred for Commonwealth engineers on that project. For our construction administration in the amount of $40,193.
Okay, so Alex, because they're two different topics.
Yeah.
We do them separately, correct? Okay, so the first one, you need the board's approval to certify or to approve the certification of substantial completion.
Yes, please.
Okay, and obviously you guys are presenting it and recommending it, so,
Yes,
comes with
all
your
of those
recommendation.
items have been completed.
okay. All right, we'll bring then just the certificate of substantial completion topic to the board for questions or Robin or action.
I'll make a motion on it as presented by the young lady.
We have
For
a-
the 40,193.
Well, this one is just the first one.
First one.
We'll do the SRF on the second topic. This is just to the certificate of substantial completion, basically the
This is the
project,
one she was talking about?
number one.
Just to set the certificate.
Oh, such a certificate.
Yeah,
okay.
we want to do them
Well,
separately.
then you're gonna retract that or what?
Correct, yeah, we need a new motion, correct.
New motion for the other one. As presented.
Okay, so there's a motion to approve the certificate of substantial
Yes.
completion. Okay,
I'll second that motion.
and we have a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. And then this one will be the disbursement number 50 request in the amount of $40,193.
So moved, Mayor.
A motion to
As
approve
presented.
the SRF disbursement. We have a
Yes.
second
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. I'll write those out going forward. The next item is 24-inch water supply line to the southeast plant. We accepted bids for this project and LGS was the lowest, most responsible bidder. They were under the engineer's estimate. We've spoken with them. They seem to have a good understanding of the project. They do a lot of the work in-house, which is the reason they were able to come in lower than our estimate. And so we'd like to recommend today the approval of their bid at $2.75 million for that project.
Okay, thank you, Robin. Alex, we'll turn this over to legal first.
Yeah, Mayor, we reviewed that. We recommend.
Okay. So we'll bring this to the board then for the, just to confirm the LGS plumbing at 2.75 million.
So move it
Correct.
presented.
We have a motion for the approval. Do we have a second
Second in there.
and a second? Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Is that project?
Motion
gonna start
passes.
This year, Mayor.
He asked if it's known when the project is actually going to start.
I don't have a date on that. I do think it's this year.
It will be this year?
Yeah, so we'll follow up with Commonwealth on that and let you know.
Okay,
But yeah,
thanks.
it'll be this year for sure. Okay, thanks, Ron.
The next item is the lead service line replacement project, the 2024-25 project, which is under construction right now. The contractor has replaced 153 lead or galvanized service lines. They're replacing them as they find them. They're doing additional potholing as they go. And so we'll just kind of continue doing those replacements and potholing throughout February. We don't have any contractor invoices to present to you today, but we do have a Commonwealth disbursement number 21 for costs incurred for construction management of that project in the amount of $16,498,000.
All right, thank you, Robin. We'll bring this one then to the board on disbursement number 21.
So move, Mayor, as presented.
A motion to approve the disbursement. Do we have a second
A second.
and a second? Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Robin?
Next item is the lead service line replacement project for 2026. We've started just this month, actually. We've got 2 crews out doing inspections on those. We've had really good response from homeowners. Quite a few have come out and spoken with our crews and scheduled in-home inspections. So we're really happy with the response we're getting, and we've had quite a few others signing right of entry forms for that using our online portal. So there's no action required on that, but just want to give you an update on that project and how that's progressing.
Okay, thank you.
The next is our downtown interceptor project, which is under construction, as you're aware. We've got more conflict resolution for our conflict we encountered in Main Street. We've submitted an addendum to our NDOT permit for that work since it's a state road. All indications are that they're going to approve it. I unfortunately don't have the approval yet, but we're coordinating with them on that matter. Fortunately, the contractor was able to continue work down Lewis Street and also start on phase 6 work. So they've got 2 crews going now to try to reach that completion at the end of next year on that project. So I've got 3 items on this project for the board's consideration today. The first is our Commonwealth costs incurred SRF disbursement number 17 for that project in the amount of $387,133.
Okay. That was actually gonna be one of my questions, and I know you can't answer it because it's not you, but did NDOT give any indication as timeline of their approval that we're waiting on for them?
No, actually, that is me. I'm the transportation engineer and I've been working on that permit, so no, we had a call with them a couple weeks ago. It's just an addendum to the existing permit, so I was hoping it would go quickly. They
Yes.
pretty much told us a couple issues that they had. They some specifics about sheet pile and cutoff and things like that for you, unless you want me to. But they were okay with everything as presented. They need to come up with a pavement design for us. But everything else, we modified what they wanted and resubmitted it, and I've been pestering them, and hopefully we'll have a resolution for you at the next meeting.
Okay, all right.
Mayor.
Good answer.
Could you say a few things to me about that? I heard what you said. Will that affect us anything further coming along? Is it gonna put us behind schedule or anything?
No, right, so they're continuing to work on Lewis Street is.
Yes,
it's up.
I know that.
So right at Main Street, we needed to do a change because once they got in there, they found some work that is
Yeah.
not
Yes.
in the engineering. So we needed to do it right and make the change. Well, you have to get NDOT's permission to make any kind of change because it involves under Main Street.
I
So
have
that's
it.
what we're waiting.
I have been asked about that. I'm
Yeah.
going over 231 too. So I was just trying to get some information in case they ask me again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Okay, so bring to the board the disbursement number 17, request, do that one first.
Move is presented, Mayor,
Okay.
as presented.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve number 17. Do we have a second? And a second, any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. The next item also with the downtown interceptor is we have 2 contractor requests for payment. They fall under a water and sewer portion. So the first one is the water. It's pay app 7 from Atlas. Payment to the contractor and payment to retainage as follows. Contractor payment in the amount of $86,766.19. And payment to retainage then would be $4,566.64. Those are under the water portion.
Okay, so we'll bring this to the board as well, that pay up to Atlas number 7 for the water. Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
So move.
And a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, Robin?
Okay, thank you. And then lastly, on the downtown interceptor is just the wastewater portion. Also from that same Atlas pay app 7. This is the bulk of the project. So the payment to the contractor for this is $846,347.10, with the amount going to retainage $44,544.58.
Okay, and also same pay up number
It's the same
7.
pay app 7. It just has to be broken out between the 2 funding sources through SRF.
Okay. Okay, we'll bring then this one to the board as well, the second half of the pay up.
So move as presented for the 846,347.2 and 44,544.58.
A motion to approve the request. We have a second.
Second.
And a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye.
Is that clear then?
Opposed? Motion pass. Yeah, this is just for the Atlas is the vendor that's doing all the work. Okay, Robin?
On that, did we get to the water line yet, man? The lead line? We're gonna complete that this spring.
Well, we're starting the next phase of it.
We are starting.
So
Yeah, it
So
was asking
between
me-
Commonwealth and Mary put it out on our platforms, just more to the community, what the project is. We're in phase 2. Based on Robbins, that the community is really responding, which is what we want to see if they are affected or not, because we need to get a number before we can pursue any further grant money.
Yeah, I was
So-
getting some conversations.
So yeah,
on
it's
that.
still ongoing, just in the
Okay.
next phase. Okay, sorry.
And
Rob.
so far in the next phase, we haven't found any lines, but. The next item is the Southeast wastewater treatment plant that did bid last week, and we've got those bids in hand. We're reviewing them, and we'll hopefully by the next meeting have a recommendation for you on that. And lastly, the collection system improvements, we're under design with that, and we plan to be going out to bid this summer on that. So the station enforcement work, to accompany the.
All right,
Okay.
Thank you.
That's it.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Number 2, accept bid for Edgewater Stormwater Project. Yeah, Greg?
Eric from Structure Point here, you probably go over their review.
Eric, good morning.
Good morning, Mayor. Morning, Board. As you may recall, the last meeting on the 4th, we received bids from 5 contractors for the Edgewater subdivision culvert replacement project. American Structure Point has reviewed those bids. We've offered a review letter as well as our recommendation, and recommend M&J Underground be awarded the project in the amount of $298,680.
Okay. Thank you, Eric. So just as a reminder, this is that culvert runs along old railroad bed north of the Edgewater subdivision. So there was repairs made to it several years ago. This is the complete repair of the entire culvert. So
It's been going on that long.
The motion would need to be to accept the low bid from MJ, to issue a notice to proceed, and then authorize you to sign the contract pursuant to that project.
okay. So we need, well, we certainly questions of Eric, but we need a motion to accept notice to proceed.
As presented, as says by the attorney.
So is that the components needed, Alex?
Correct.
Okay,
So you would accept the low bid of M&J, authorize the notice to proceed, and then authorize the mayor to execute the contract.
okay, thank you.
I'll make the motion as presented by the city attorney.
Okay. So we have a motion, we have a second
I'll second.
and a second. Any further discussion on the motion?
One thing, Eric, you guys went through all this with a fine comb, correct? We did. Okay. We've had conversations. Substantial differences in the bids and just. Definitely substantially lower than what we had estimated. Okay.
Yeah.
I will mention that, I forgot to mention earlier that 60% of this is being funded by the ROCA, River Basin Development Commission as well.
Sounds like a winner.
But yeah, we had the same thought, so they,
Yeah.
and Greg, and they jumped into it.
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion on the motion? Did we have a second? Okay. All those in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Okay, number 1 under new business, request approval to place signage for the Crown Point Community Foundation yard signs for their kickoff. Morning, Buffy. Good, how are you?
Apologies that we're taking more of your time. It is not the intention of the Crown Point Community Foundation to try to get on your agenda every time you meet. We just received approval from Lily last week to move forward with this concept, so that's why we're having to come back, and we didn't get to double dip when we received approval for the volunteer fair signs. Our intention is to hopefully put these signs up for our kickoff on March 31st when we pick up the volunteer fair signs on March 7th.
Okay. You want to explain just since you have a captive audience.
Yeah,
what
I
is that?
will explain a little bit. We are being very cryptic because the big announcement is happening on March 31st.
Okay,
But I can tell
understood.
you that we are inviting mission-driven organizations, including municipalities, fire, police departments, hospitals, clinics, and faith-based institutions to come on the 31st to a special kickoff event. And we are unveiling a bold new initiative designed to spark collaboration, fuel innovation, and drive lasting community impact. The only question we're asking people when they RSVP is, what would you do with $1 million? And that's what's on the yard sign. What would you do? What would your organization do with $1 million? And then there's a QR code to RSVP.
Good.
Yes.
Attention getter right there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so I was looking through the list. The only one I would refrain from is the tank at Wayne and Goldsboro. I'm trying not to put anything there just because it's a salute to the veterans and.
So just remove the tank.
Mhm.
Okay.
But all the other ones I think that you have current or have used prior and
Perfect.
past the fundraiser, so.
Okay.
We'll bring it to the board for any questions, but I'd recommend approval.
Recommend approval, Mayor, on that.
Yes, sir.
Besides the tank,
Besides the tank.
I'll make a motion on that, Mayor.
Okay.
As presented.
Motion to approve the request. We have a second
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Buffy.
Great. We'll see
Good
some of
luck.
you on the 31st, and I'll be sending out that link to RSVP very soon.
All right.
Thank you. I'll take care.
Thanks. Number 2, request approval of Crown Brewing Fun Run 5K race. Good morning.
Morning. We're gonna have a fun run on March 14th, Saturday before St. Patrick's Day. I submitted the map already. We're gonna start at around 10 o'clock. We should be done by 11:30. Usually it's only about an hour. We're expecting probably around 100 people.
Is it the same route that's
Yes.
been used in previous? Okay.
Mhm.
Michael, any input?
No, I worked with Lisa on, we used, that wasn't their previous route. That was another route that we used for other races that worked out good for them, just moving it up a little bit and then shaping it off the end. So we probably will need to shut down East Street between Joliet and Walnut just for the start finish line. Other than that, everything looks good.
Okay, so EMA is good with,
Yep, appreciate working with us on that.
okay. So before I bring it to the board, it was my error. Could you state your name and address, please?
My
I'm sorry.
name is Lisa Reeder. My address is 11110 Durban Place in Crown Point.
All right, thank you. Okay, we'll bring then the request to the board.
So move.
Okay, motion to approve and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. You're all
Thank
set.
you.
All right, good luck. Thank you. Number 3, request approval of 2 HIDA contracts.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor and Board. These HIDA contracts have been in front of the board before, and just for the record, the Indiana HIDA Executive Board approved these contracts on December 11th at our last meeting. Crown Point Legal approved them on 2/11/26 this year. As you all know, Mayor, the funds to support these contracts come from the HIDA grant, with no cost to the city.
Okay, thank you, Chuck. DH? Okay, legal gives thumbs up. All right, we'll bring this to the board then.
So move.
A motion to approve the HIDA contracts. We have a second
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck. Number 4, request approval of Butler Fairman and Seaford contract for the Summit Street Corridor Plan. Anthony? Thank
you, Mayor. So yes, we recently contacted Butler Fairman and Seaford to assist us in developing the corridor plan for all Summit Street that would identify improvements needed for better traffic flow and safety. We do have Jake Demerol, BFNS, here to sort of give us an overview of the project.
All right. Morning, Jake.
Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Board, Mayor. As he stated, this is for the review of the Summit Street corridor, essentially from Beacon Hill Drive all the way to the city's western limit, more or less where it turns into Clark Street. We'll go briefly over all the professional services included in this. We would include truck-mounted LiDAR survey for the entire corridor, as well as on-the-ground topo survey for the segment between Indiana and Maryville Road. That segment is identified as potential improvements utilizing a CCNG grant or something similar, which would more or less partially reconstruct the road, including putting gutters and things of that nature, similar to the rest of the corridor. It would also include environmental red flag investigations for the length of the corridor to identify any potential concerns that might exist in respect to environmental items if any segment of the project were to go through a federal aid process. We'll be looking very closely at the intersections for capacity and safety concerns. Those projects might show themselves as individual projects along the way. We'll also be providing property line determinations. This will be helpful in determining whether or not a right of way is needed for any future projects, including the intersections or potential widening that might occur on any one of the segments in that area. There's also utility coordination, again, similar to a red flag investigation, but an understanding of where utilities are, what the impacts might be with any particular project. All of this comes together with the traffic analysis of the corridor, which would include modeling throughout various alternatives, what it would look like if intersections were to change or access was to be changed in any way. As probably we've all driven Summit multiple times every day, with the development that's going on over there, access is becoming a little bit more tricky, a little less safe than it used to be. So we'll look at alternatives and present those through public meetings and other things like for consideration. All of that will culminate through the assessment into a report that will identify options and alternatives along with the items that might be impacted, such as the utilities, right of way, or environmental, that provide a full cost estimate for segmented phased projects that the city could consider moving on into the future. The plan would provide for a sound base for future pursuits of federal funds or other funds that might become available. The effort's expected to take about 10 months to complete. We'll have public meetings and things like that organized throughout the process. Will be advertised online and throughout so folks can participate. Other than that, if there's any questions, I'm happy to try to answer those.
Okay, thanks, Jake.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the board knows, so over the last several years, we've really enhanced the level of time and effort and money into our road projects, right? We've completed a lot of work, but there's obviously a lot more work to go. So as we all know, East Summit Street from Broadway going west to past White, that
Yes,
there has some challenges to that road. Anybody that's driven, tried to pull out, been backed up at Main and Summit. I mean, the trailhead intersection. So rather than us try and just piecemeal it and kind of do it in sections and think, so they may not match, we really need to do professional for the whole thing. This is everything you got to look at. Once that's completed, then that gives us, we can apply for federal funding. We have all the engineering that they're going to require. We already have all that in place. And then we can prioritize and identify this is the area we want to do first or something. It's the right way to do it rather than just, let's just start here and see what happens. Because we might be finishing this, but creating another problem further along down the road. And we don't want to do that. So that's basically what this study will do. As Jake said, it'll take about 10 months. But once we have it, then it opens up the possibility for us to apply for funding to help us pay for it.
the percentage of funding, Mayor, we get on that from the federal government, is it adequate? Or if he knows, or has he talked to you, but adequate that we could get, what kind of percentage do you think we could do if we don't know?
Typically, federal funding is 80%. So on projects that this would identify, assuming they meet the criteria of federal funds, which often those are safety projects or congestion mitigation type projects, sometimes capacity expansion, those are typically funded at 80%. Some safety projects that have a high benefit cost ratio, I think it's over 2 now, those are 90% federally funded. We seek funds through NERC in most of these cases, so the Northwest Indiana Regional Planning Commission, which the city's been benefit of those funds in the past. I think most recently would be 109th and Iowa Street, which was a safety project funded through that program.
Yeah, and another one that if you've ever been on Madison and tried to pull out on Summit Street,
Yeah,
there's some challenges there. And then the further down off Superior Drive, closer to Broadway, that's some challenges there too. So that'll all be looked at in this report,
Yeah.
what
and
we
as
can
the-
do.
As you said, Mayor, one of the most important things is the sequencing. Through the modeling of improvements, we can understand if we do this project first, or, anywhere between first and last, what does that sequencing look like? Does it cause problems? So we know where to begin the effort to not make things worse.
Yeah, but that would be the first phase. It would be done in different phases.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's such a long stretch of road, we couldn't do it all at one time.
Right.
So part of, I think the study would be, here's everything that needs to be done, and then recommendation of perhaps here's the segment you should prioritize, right?
Yeah, looking at logical termini or individual projects that fit a budget that makes sense for the city to take on will be part of the effort. So we can, obviously that'd be a multi-million-dollar, multi-year effort, even to do it all at once, which doesn't make much sense. So it'll be a phased approach, looking at all that, making recommendations.
Would that be the starting point, Mayor?
This would be the starting.
That's what I'm getting. He's saying that would be the starting point, then we would work our way west
Well,
if we could.
Yeah, the study will go all the way to the western limit of the city. So to look at that entire corridor and break into segments, projects along the way from Beacon Hill all the way to the western, corridor. It would also include a review of access to Timothy Ball, for instance, just some of the things that we know are problematic. All of that will get reviewed and prioritized in the phasing sequence determined.
So if I got this right, we're going to start there, but we're going to do phases of coming back, or we're going to do the whole thing, a phase on it.
no, we would have to do it in phases.
I mean, to get us the study, is the study going to be the whole?
Study will be the
Just
whole
parts-
thing.
Parts of it.
Right? Study would be the collective body, everything.
Correct.
Okay, so
Studies-
that's good, okay.
Yeah, the study is the entirety of the corridor. Projects would be by phases and segments.
Right.
I'm sorry, because I didn't get here in time at this morning to take it for you to.
Yeah, no, good
Brief
question.
me on it.
So, it's the right way to handle this, obviously.
Well, that makes me feel better. It's my district.
So it is. We'll throw it to legal for the.
Yeah, Mayor, we worked with Jake on the contract itself. Standard form, standard contract that we've used with BFS on past projects. It's worked out well for us, so I recommend approval on it.
Okay, thank you, Alex. So we can continue the questions. But ultimately need a motion, the board inclines to approve the
I'll make a
agreement.
motion, Mayor. This is something that's well needed.
Yes. Okay, so we have a motion to
Second.
approve and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with an eye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Mr. Crook. I needed
you.
that.
Thanks, Jake. Number 5, request approval of MOU with Regional Health to support behavioral health crisis response. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. This is an MOU between the City of Crown Point Fire Department and Regional Health System, located at 8555 Taft and Merrill. What this agreement formalizes is a coordinated process to allow our ambulances to be able to transport someone who's having mental health crisis or emergency directly to a facility. There's some rule changes at the state level that prior to this year, we've only been able to transport people to emergency rooms. But no matter what they have going on, a lot of people who have mental health crisis, emergency rooms aren't the place for them. They just get held there until the emergency room hospital can find the appropriate place for them. So based on what's going on with the patient, if they're still having medical emergency, we would have to take an ER. For people who are just having mental health crisis, we can get them to directly access to help. So they require, regional health requires this MOU to be in place. Sign a contract, there's no cost to get anybody there. It's just a formal process, formal partnership, and this helps expand resources on our global integrated health program that has been seeing great success. Reaching out to people that just need help, don't know where to go, now this would be another tool in the toolbox to get people where they need to go.
Okay. So if you have a transport, obviously, there's a medical issue that needs to be medical treatment, follow your appropriate, what you guys do all the time, but
Yeah.
strictly for the behavior.
And for law enforcement's always been able to transport people directly to a facility like this EMS because of all the other rules we have to follow, and we never have been. There's been some rule changes at the state level that expands our ability to transport to other destinations besides just a normal emergency.
Okay.
Attorney Iraq reviewed this. You guys can get through it.
Okay. It's great that they're doing this. I mean, this is definitely the way to go. So it's a very good thing. AK, anything on your
No,
end?
Joe and I touched base after he had some conversations with Junior on some revisions that needed to be made, so we would recommend approval on it.
Okay. All right, thanks, chief. We'll bring this to the board for questions of the chief or
Chief,
action.
go ahead.
No, go on.
Chief, on that, on this one here, if this is kind of, is this a new program you're doing with? Or has this been, or you
The
just an
regional help's
add-on?
been there for quite a while.
Has it?
They're trying to expand their outreach to the community. So instead of waiting for people to come to them, they're trying to get their people out in the community more. So that's a program we'll have access to 24/7. They essentially have a 3-person team that we can call, and they would come out to the scene if that's was appropriate, or we can transport by our ambulance directly to their facility.
And how does that help you with your situation? Does it do a lot for you?
Well, I mean, to us, it doesn't really matter because it's still a transport.
Okay.
But it's helping the patient by getting them where they need to go. Before, we could only take them to the emergency room. A lot of times, they would just sit there until the emergency room could find a place, appropriate place for them to go. So, and we all know the emergency rooms are overwhelmed on a good day.
So it's better service.
It's better service for our people.
Yes.
Well
I
said.
agree.
Yeah,
Thank you,
definitely.
Mayor.
Okay, so if the board's inclined, we'd need a
So move.
motion.
As
Okay.
presented.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the MOU. We have a second
A second.
and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thanks, chief. Number 6, request approval of 3 2026 advertising contracts. Mary, good morning.
Good morning. In front of you today, I have a request for 3 ad renewals for 2026. I'd like to see approval for our revised Best of Region contract with the Times. It saw a $6,000 reduction this year. If we place, we'll consider doing an ad in their Best of Region booklet, but we're just changing things up to see how it goes. Also in the package is our partnership agreement with the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority. This went up a little bit this year. I think it's $150 just due to package changes. And then our Travel Indiana contract went up about $300 due to paper costs. So everything else is business as usual, but the time saw a reduction. Alex and I talked about these, so it was all good to go.
Okay, thanks,
Happy to
Mary.
answer any questions.
Alex?
Yes, Mayor, Mary and I did review those. They're similar contracts, what we've done in the past for several years, so we would recommend approval on those as well.
Okay. After discussion, can we do these collectively or do they need to be
We
done?
can do them collectively, and
Okay.
they're all under Mary's realm.
Okay. All right, so we'll bring this to the board for questions or actions.
What's your take, Mayor? I like
Well, I've
to-
discussed it at length with Mary.
Did you?
As Alex said, this is in her wheelhouse, so these are all 3 renewals. We get a lot of use out of them, good exposure, and been great partners with the city, so this is just renewals of what we have going.
So it's not an upgrade, it's just more.
Yeah, we have to renew them every year.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Mayor, what you gonna do? We're gonna do this in how many?
We can just do it in one motion.
One motion?
That's correct.
I'll make a motion on that as per conversation we had here for
Okay, we have a motion.
Mary.
Motion to approve. Do we have a
Yes.
second? And a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mary. Up next is our add-on, so number 7, for Hub Run banners. Adam?
Why is here to present? Hi,
Hi.
Matt Lambert with Crossroads Y. Thanks for getting us on the agenda. I'm just requesting permission to place banners at the corner of North Street and Indiana Ave and 231 in Indiana. There's already banners from other events at those locations. We have our own banner frames and stakes, so the visibility from these banners increases our runner registration, which helps generate revenue for local businesses on race day. It also helps provide more low-income families, YMCA families with access to our programs and facilities because it's one of our largest fundraisers of the year. So we've had a great partnership with the city for 45 years.
Long time.
And yeah, so I did have a note here. It just came to mind. Do we consider making this a multi-year ask as long as this race continues to be a partnership with the city? Would we have approval to put up the Hub Run banners in these spaces?
In the same location.
I'm fine with coming back every year. These are very informative meetings.
Yeah, I think we've done that for some other events that have been going on a long term. Nothing changes or so forth. Alex, would legal have any?
No, Mayor, as long as we get maybe every year just a submittal to ensure
Sure.
that the signs haven't changed, the location hasn't changed, and maybe those spots have a different characteristic to them now than they did previously. So as long as we get the
Right.
submittals to probably the Pace Department and review those, and as long as nothing's changed, that yeah, you can grant a multi-year approval on it.
Okay, Adam, you'd be good with that?
Yeah, no, we haven't had any issues, so.
Okay.
Do you have to set a timeline on it or?
Maybe you do maybe you do it
5 years?
Yeah.
2 years, 3 years, something like that, and then
That's good.
Okay. What's the date of the Hub Run?
April 11th, 2026.
April.
My son's
Just
first birthday.
get advertising out there. April
He'll be doing his first 2K.
11th.
Stroller.
Good for him.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll bring the request then back to the board or questions of the why.
Can we go ahead and make the motion for a 3-year?
I think that'd be appropriate. Yes.
Okay, I'll make the motion for 3 years of approval for the same.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second for approval. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. All right, we'll see you there. Okay, anything under miscellaneous? That, our next regular meeting will be Wednesday, March 4th at 11 a.m. And we would need a motion to adjourn. Motion, we have a second?
A second.
And a second. Any further discussion? Favor signify with an eye.